Debate over term limits is heating up with early voting underway and with Election Day in less than a month. If passed, the constitutional amendment would limit the governor to 2 4-year terms in office, state legislators to 8 years in the House and 8 years in the Senate. Currently, these elected leaders serve 4-year terms with no restrictions on the length of service. Josh Minnie sat down with 2 political leaders in the state who stand on the opposite side of the debate.
This week, a growing list of groups have formally announced their opposition to the term limits measure. It's a cross-reference of industries, including groups like Greater North Dakota Chamber, Stockmen's Association, North Dakota Petroleum Council, North Dakota Council of Education Leaders, and more. But the man behind the statewide petition says it will not stop the voters from passing it in November.
It's polling at 80%. So I think it's going to pass no matter what they do or how much money they spend.
A Democrat from Fargo, Representative Joshua Boucher, says the voters should consider the system of government we have in North Dakota before supporting term limits.
We are extremely part-time legislators. Out of 1 4-year term, we only serve 160 days.
He says putting restrictions on the length of service will further diminish the effectiveness of legislators.
I'm fearful of what that means in terms of institutional memory, in the understanding of how policy works, and actually just switching power from the legislative branch to the executive agencies.
And putting power in the hands of lobbyists.
They become the institutional memory. They become the ones who know how the process works much better. I am running for re-election, but I'm just wrapping up my 10th year of service in the legislature. I finally have a good solid grasp of the state budget. And it took me that long and took me serving on budget-related committees the last couple of years.
A key argument for term limits, because of North Dakota's supermajority, the voters only really have one choice in elections and no viable candidates on the opposing side. Proponents say term limits is the only way to change that.
Well, there's no Democratic Party in North Dakota. They're all in the Republican Party. Secondly, I don't care about the Good Old Boys Club. I care more about, are we representing our peers or are we representing our constituents? I want to see us represent the constituents, the voters of North Dakota.
In the spring, Secretary of State Al Jaeger denied more than 29,000 signatures, claiming they were fraudulent. Later, the North Dakota Supreme Court filed an opinion that Jaeger misapplied the law when he excluded those signatures. Then, Attorney General Drew Wrigley said the court's decision was legitimate, but disagreed with the outcome. For KX News, I'm Josh Minnie.
A list of the organizations that have formally come out against the term limits, head on over to kxnet.com.